What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's us. We are the Garcon.
Open your eyes, bro.
It is midnight. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Love Talks with the Garcon, review of Married at First Sight, season
12, episode 15.
Lego. Today I don't have a hat on. Got a fresh cut.
Fresh cut.
But we're not here to talk about my cut. But before we get into anything, you guys know what you got to do. Some housekeeping rules. What you must do is you must like this video. You must comment on the video. You must share it with 5 people. And you must also subscribe to this page if you haven't done so yet. And last but not least,
I don't know what you're waiting for.
Crazy. Last but not least,
crazy.
Hit the notification bell thing to be notified when we post our next video. Let's get into it.
So the episode opens up with the couples going on a retreat where they have to now rekindle. It's about 9 days left. So kind of like, a final getaway so that they can just connect with the other couples and just share the last moments of being, away and just kind of like a little mini vacation.
I guess it's official. Chris and Paige are definitely gone. That's the second episode they were not involved at all.
Yeah.
So I wonder if
I see clips of them at this decision day, so they come back to
they
say.
They have to, I guess.
Yeah, they have to finish it off.
I miss them.
You really do. But anyway, so we usually start off with Claire and Ryan. So now they were late to the party. The first people that got there were actually Haley and Jacob.
Jacob.
Was it? So Claire and Ryan aren't there yet because Claire had to work, right? What I sensed from them this episode was a lot of emotion, shared between them. Sure, remember when he came down or whatever, she came from being with Virginia and she came directly to him. He hugged her and kissed her on the head. I thought that was really sweet. I've never seen him be so affectionate with her. And so Clara was talking to the girls and about how they're progressing. She said, we're doing things differently. And I thought that was an aha moment for her because the pressure that she keeps placing on him to have sex with her or say I love you to her out of just because they're married, it's it doesn't really work that way. So if you're doing things differently, accept it and stop the pressure, you know?
And at this point, they're married how long now? This is episode 15.
They have 9 days left, so it's been about a month and a half.
That's still a relatively short period of time for the I love you and sex. So I get it now. It's not...
Yeah, it's
it's a month.
Give me time. So and some people do fall in love before that, it's just a couple by couple case. Yeah. So now they had to go paddle boarding, and that was their little excursion for the weekend. And I thought it was really nice the way he was kind of trying to help her. They joined together their paddle boards and they kissed. I was like, they're being very affectionate today. I think it's something that she needed, And then,
as far as we know, it happens every day. Just we don't.
That's
see
so
it.
true. That's true. Because she did say, because they keep saying that everything is great, right? So maybe that the one thing she's missing is just the sex.
And
he's pretty isn't.
And they need it for the storyline. So that's what it is.
So the love letter exercise that they had to do was so beautiful. He wrote her a letter. Clara's just an emotional wreck always. She cries for anything. But the letter that he wrote was very sweet. I was really feeling Ryan this weekend.
If she's as much of a wreck as she appears to be, she has the right person who's taking time, making things happen naturally and not forcing it.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Ryan is actually,
he was winning today. This week.
We're seeing a little bit more of a method behind the madness.
Yeah. And then her letter back, like I think she's a great writer. Like, I just love the way she writes and expresses herself. She's just very thorough and very in tune with her feelings, and she knows how to express it.
Yeah.
Like, the words she uses are very, like, she just knows how to put it together. And so her letter was so beautiful. I think they had a really good episode.
Yeah, I still
They
hate
had a
his,
really good episode.
I still hate his hair. Sure.
I wrote down that he can't even look at her in the eyes, but that's something that Irvis can't even do with me, so
That's not true.
not for a long time, babe. We tried the staring exercise where we just talk to each other and kind of like speak like love words, and you get very mushy and don't know how to look at me. Wanna try it? Look at me. Like, you're looking at me from the side, so it's not the same.
Sure.
Irvis can't look at me dead in my eyes.
I'm not a rude person.
He starts to blush.
Who stares at other people in the eyes? That's rude. I have home training.
He starts to blush. I'm like, I'm your wife, bro.
Anyway.
And so let's move on to Virginia and Eric. So Eric makes this statement, and he says, if we're fighting, it's not going to be because of me. I just won't allow it. I'm like, okay, Dad. Like, the way... Eric, you have good intentions sometimes. Like, you're just bad at expressing it, like, in the right way. It's like, it's unacceptable.
Intentions with unrealistic expectation is not good. His expectation is unrealistic. He's still, again, Virginia said it from the last episode, he's still on this wave of what his marriage should be, or how marriage should be.
To him.
Yeah, to him, and not what it is for them. But Virginia has her own crazy thing, as we will see with those cats sleeping in the damn bed.
Okay, let's get there. So now he's just expressing to her, like, how he feels, and he's like, I want to be your number one, but I'm not yet, and that hurts me.
This is so controlling. These are controlling language.
You just got here. She's not going to make you number one yet because she hasn't developed that connection with you yet. Like, it takes time, and you're rushing the process.
He forces things.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to force her to love you or to be this person for you when she's not there yet. Yes, I mean, Virginia, she needs to be a little bit more mature, but like, you're asking for too much, bro.
Yeah. Bad parent.
So now she says, and so she's talking to the girls, and she's like, sometimes I just need him to be up off of me because, like, he needs physical touch, and I just want him to leave me alone.
I've seen movies starring characters who are Eric. Like those obsessive husband movies.
The Lifetime movies.
And then, with the creepy husband popping up, and she look at the window while she's out with her girls, and who's at the window?
It's the Lifetime movie.
Yeah, that dude is creepy. He's very creepy in that sense.
She said he needs physical touch, and I just want him to leave me alone.
Crazy.
Like, that's like a mixture in love languages. Like,
I'll touch you with a 10-foot pole.
Come on,
and I'll touch you. Yeah.
If that's his love language, and it grosses you out.
But it's just the way. It's just so demanding. It's just. So
I don't think she's gonna stay. And then
she's gonna be on her friend's couch.
So then they have lunch on the beach. Anytime they talk, an issue comes up. Yeah. Because they're so used to just brushing things under the rug. It doesn't work.
Something you guys could learn from couples. Don't brush things under the rug. You have to make sure you talk about them.
Even if it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, try to find a solution. With the solution in mind, be solution focused. I still don't understand why she can just move in with him, but whatever.
She just doesn't want it. She just doesn't. I feel like Virginia just, she doesn't want anything he wants. Like, she wants to do everything. And that's what a rebellious child does. A rebellious child will do the opposite of what their parent tells them to do.
But let's be sensitive to her trauma that she has with her family and what she saw growing up. So that could be playing a role in that too. So let's be mindful of that.
So now Eric thinks that Virginia's going to leave. But him saying that is kind of like a contradiction because he's always the one saying,
Things are great.
I'm done.
But
No.
he's also
But
saying
he's
things
always
are
saying,
great
but
too.
he's also saying, I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
he's done. He's over it, you know? So, like, it was kind of like a contradiction on your part to say you think she's going to leave. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't blame her for leaving because you're too controlling.
I'm telling you, is that character from the movies.
So now this sleeping cats issue.
That's creepy. That's some overcompensation right there.
Virginia. Here I'm with Eric on this part. Like, you can't have the cats in the bed when your husband is allergic to them.
Eric only want one cat in the bed.
He allowed one.
He wants one cat. What was that, kitty cat?
You can't have two cats laying on you. And it's almost like she didn't understand. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand it.
The man could die, right? Some allergic reaction could kill
they've been
you.
sleeping with you for 5 years. They won't be on you. They'll be on me. But how is that him not being near them? Like, how is that okay? Make it make sense.
It doesn't.
None of it makes sense. He just says, I just want us to be on the same team. Like,
No, he wants her to be on Team Eric. That's it. They don't have a team. It's him. He's a golfer, and she's carrying his.
No,
his
but
caddy.
in this situation, Irvin, she's right. I mean, he's right.
Yeah, but it's not a team. So now we get to Brianna and Vincent. They're on a roll. They're on a roll to normalcy. Comparing them to all those other
They're on a
couples.
road.
Roll. On a roll?
On a roll to normalcy, or
They're on a roll. Or they're normal. Things are more normal with them than the other people. When you can consider the way the interaction we've seen between Eric and Virginia, right?
Yeah.
And Jacob and Haley, and what was the other one?
Claire and Ryan.
Claire and Ryan. So far, Brianna and Vincent are still on a roll of normalcy in comparison to the other two.
Vincent is very self-conscious, right?
Yeah.
And he talks about how he gained like 18 pounds or whatever. And then he tries to give Brianna a high five. He's like, you by yourself. Kind of, you gotta go back to the gym. As a man, men don't really express that as much. You know, it's usually like women who are really focused on their weight. But he's pretty sensitive in that area. So she just got to be, careful.
Yeah.
Validate him and stuff like that.
He hasn't had a Hulk moment in a long time.
He hasn't. Except that he's the kind of man that he is. He's not like the men that you've been with in the past. So, like, you're going to have to learn a new type of person. You know what I'm saying? And deal with it. He treats you well. He's
being sacrificial.
And you got to appreciate that.
Right.
And not think that he has to always do what you want him to do. Yeah. Homeboy was mad tired that next morning. But I felt like they were up at like 3 o'clock in the morning because Brianna wanted him up. You're on vacation. Let the man sleep. All right. Brianna wanted to surprise him with horseback riding.
She needs to know her husband and what things he likes and things he doesn't like.
Start talking more about what, because especially because you know who he is and how he reacts and how, exactly.
But I wonder if it's just like that on camera. It doesn't look stupid on camera, but be more willing to be that vulnerable.
Nah, he's scared. He's scared.
No, meaning like, okay, I look stupid right now dancing. I look stupid right now on this horse. But he was afraid of the horse. But he was telling her there's certain things, don't surprise me with certain things. And I guess that was one of those things. But kudos to my man Vincent, because even though he didn't want to do it, he wasn't feeling the horse, he still did it anyway. Yeah. For Shorty, And so he deserved props for that.
I just didn't like that Brianna didn't really validate him in that moment and say, baby, you did it. Yeah. Like, I'm so proud of you. Something. Like, men need to hear that building up language, because they yearn for it, and so like I felt like she should have did that, but she missed that opportunity. At the dinner, he said that he was moving back to his apartment, and it's almost like they didn't have that conversation together because her face was like, oh well, I wish you would have told me that.
No. I think they were talking about They were talking about how he made the call that they would move to his apartment.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah, but
why did her face do that?
Because they didn't discuss where they're gonna live. I don't think they discussed which place they're gonna.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he's moving back to his apartment.
No, he said it out loud.
But with them, they're moving together.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like they didn't talk about it together.
That's what I'm saying. But, no,
okay.
but the way you said it is like I'm gonna go back to my apartment. Like Virginia's about to go to her place.
Oh, no.
They're about to have two places.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I don't think they had a discussion yet where they're gonna live.
Yeah. Before you make outbursts, talk to your wife, bro.
Yeah.
And then that leads us to the final couple of the night, Haley and Jacob. It's like she has an attitude about who he is. She just needs to accept.
So Jacob decided he's not gonna drive up with Haley. And I don't blame him
because they're just not at a good place. It's 5 hours long.
Yeah.
Like,
it's an awkward drive. I mean, hopefully they could have used it 5 hours to be behind the scene and just do some more work on their marriage. But I don't know.
I don't think they want to work on it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, it is what it is. But he gets there and Haley, so he gets there before Haley, and supposedly he texted her to find out, okay, when she's coming back, when she's going to reach, because she's supposed to be cooking dinner for everybody. But I don't think he knew that. So he got hungry. 8 eggs though, Jacob.
Yo, my dude had 8 eggs.
8 eggs feeds our whole family.
How do you? I mean, when you are scrambling eggs, it shrinks, right? But he had 8 eggs.
8 eggs. Yeah. So homeboy was hungry.
She was mad about that.
Very mad. Like, hold up.
We were supposed to cook together. So I thought she was mad at the fact that they were supposed to cook.
Or that
how many eggs he had. Maybe she wants to use the eggs as part of a recipe or something.
He ate all of them.
8 eggs, my God.
She gave him back the bracelet. She was pretty rude about it.
I think she still missed the point about why it was a big deal for her in the first place.
Almost like very condescending. Like, here's your bracelet.
Yeah.
If you didn't intend to give a gift, you shouldn't have given it at all. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, that stuff is getting messy.
That tit for tat is just not cool.
Well, it's funny though. Chris was sending subs on IG story.
Say what?
I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was like making fun of their situation.
Gosh. They were the couples, and then Haley asks a question like, what have you guys learned? And so people are sharing what they've learned, and then Jacob, he doesn't share much. And Haley gets so upset. She started rolling her eyes.
Few words.
Very few words.
No, the whole thing was very awkward at that table.
Yeah.
It was just so awkward. They're sitting on opposite sides of each other.
They never sat next to each other, ever.
Not even across. They diagonal from each other. And it's almost like playing a game. What can I say to sting the person more?
Yeah. That's like that tit for tat. It was like, but then he was like, I mean, we haven't really been going through much for me to learn anything. And I mean, I kind of agreed with him. like what can he learn? Like what, never do this again.
That's showing like his church shoes.
And she was like, well, I learned something, so you should have learned something, but not necessarily. Like, just because you learned something doesn't mean that he had to learn something.
Yeah.
Maybe he really didn't learn anything. She just wanted to hear him say more. Just like, in the previous episodes where she says every time she talks to him, he never has anything to offer to the conversation.
How did they get there? How did they get to this place, though? They seem really quirky, but in tune very early in the season. Right? She's always smiling at him, almost like admiringly smiling at him.
Yeah.
I think that's why Jacob feel like she was being fake. She was a fake. I think he used the word. Yeah. Or she was just being nice. I don't know, but that's what it came across as fake to him because he's still dumbfounded about
where do we go wrong? Like how did we get here?
He's very dumbfounded about that.
Whatever Jacob will say, Haley will dwell on every little word he says, almost to kind of like turn it around to justify why she feels the way she feels about him. Oh, you said, oh, you're saying this now? Oh, now I'm that. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop, grow up, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to say things in the moment. He may not necessarily mean everything he says, but like, don't analyze every single word that comes out of his mouth just to make you look like you're the good guy.
Yeah.
You're bad.
Comment below. Do you feel that when people say hurtful things in the moment, in the heat of the moment, do they really mean it? Because some people say, I didn't mean it, but some people say, if I said it, I really meant it. What do you guys think? Because in the moment, I think people say things just to really like, give you a nice boom. And there might be some truth to it, but they don't really mean to say it at the moment. So what do you guys think? When the things that come out of your mouth in the heat of the moment, is it a fact? Did you really mean to say it? Do you think people really mean to say it? Or just in the moment? Can you separate it?
Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like we should be very careful with when we're in the heat of the moment and what we're saying. Like, even if you're upset, like, think about what you're going to say, because words you can't take back.
That could be our next new YouTube video.
Yeah. People will dwell on what you said. Even if you say, I'm sorry, they will never forget what you said. So it's important that you just try to be intentional about it.
We're going to do a video. We're going to do a video just on that to expound more on that. The things that are said in the heat of the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. So now, during their mathology game, you know, she says, guys, I'm very competitive. Oh, we know. Like,
but they actually won, so
they won.
They know each other.
Yeah. I was, and Jacob says, all we've had to go off is ask each other questions. Maybe that's why they won.
This stuff feels so not organic. It's like a quiz show. They always like fishing about what's that. So, what was your third grade teacher like?
And it's crazy. Like they it worked to their benefit for this episode, because they won the game.
Yeah.
And then they went on a boat date. I thought it was pretty awkward because Haley was kind of like a little bit too much on the worker guy than she was with Jacob.
Well, I don't remember that.
Yeah, she was, I don't know if it was flirting or if it was just, they were just getting along too well for my liking, while Jacob was on the sideline, you know. But, so then they had this exercise to speak highly of your spouse. And I thought that was really good for them. Yeah. They got to really see or hear what the other felt about them, and I don't
think it was about feelings, more so about appreciation.
Descriptions.
It's not feelings like us. They have no feelings to each other.
They got a chance to really, hear what how they perceive them, or like
empowerment.
Yeah, and she gave him nice words, and he gave her nice words, and I think they needed that just for their relationship to feel some type of goodness.
They should do those things more often.
And so now Jacob wakes up mad early and he leaves without saying goodbye to anyone. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if he's just like over it.
I'm trying to beat the traffic.
Yeah, so he left without saying goodbye, and she didn't like that. But you don't like him, so why do you matter? Why does it matter? I don't know.
It wasn't a good move. Should have told people, at least somebody, that it was out. Even if you want to give the reason. That was a rude move, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't nice. So this happened way before, but the girls had a little talk together, and Virginia was, telling Haley, like...
Yeah, she checked her.
Yeah, she checked her. And I was like, she needed that. She's not just a yes man. So she was a really good friend by checking her and saying, you were being kind of mean. Yeah, like, it was a little tough for me to sit there and just take that. Then Virginia talked about, how, they have fights and like it always comes up. She says exactly what I said. They keep brushing things under. So when it's time to really talk about it, they just kind of blow up. And then Clarice mentioned something about how she just needs him to tell her words, how he feels. Sure. She sounds like me. Like, I'm a words of affirmations type of person. And I think that's her love language as well. She just needs Ryan to tell her.
So he has to substitute some of the sure with some more.
With more words.
As many times you say sure, that's going to be a lot of sure. It could replace with more words.
Yeah, and that was the
Yeah.
episode, y'all. Like, we
And
don't
then we
have
had
Paige
Paige,
and Chris.
and then we had Paige and Chris. No, we didn't. I wish we had Paige and Chris, but we didn't. But it was a good episode.
It was a really good episode. We enjoyed it more than last week.
And so let us know what you guys thought about it. Comment in the comments.
Oh, I need to shout out my cousin Rose. Okay.
What up, Rose?
Rose
be commenting like the joint is live. She commented on
I have
YouTube
to sometimes
video.
go back and see what is she commenting to. But Rose, thank you for coming through every week and flooding our comment section.
You do know we're not live, right? When you're watching the YouTube video, it's not live, because you be commenting like
I know. But it's so entertaining. Thank you so much. You
keep
us laughing and coming back. So the rest of you keep commenting, okay?
Yes.
So you can get a shout out next time.
Yes. All right, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in to our review of Married at First Sight. As always, you know what you got to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with 5 people. And hit that notification bell so you know when we post our next video. Until next time.
Deuces.